Welcome to the Speak Your Success podcast.
What's going on, successors, and welcome to the Speak Your Success podcast. I'm your host, TEDx speaker and best-selling author Jonathan Jones, coming at you today with another Monday motivation. That's right. Today, I want to ask you the question, can self-care be toxic? Yeah, I sat back on that one. For those of our friends who are watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated with the latest and greatest content on the Speak Your Success podcast, as well as some video presentations that I do and I share at different colleges and universities. Also, to my friends who I'm in your ears currently, I would love if you followed us on YouTube as well, because we have exclusive content that we put on YouTube and not necessarily on the podcast. So be sure to search Jonathan J Speaks on YouTube and we will come right back. But really, self-care. This is something that has become extremely popular in culture the past 3 to 5 years, maybe. And I would have to say that a lot of people are really pushing self-care. No, I need to take a walk. No, I need some time. I got to go get a massage. I got to go get my hair done. I wake up in the morning. I meditate. I take my time. I drink my water with the lemon in it. I make sure that I do my yoga. I make sure that I get my practices tight and right. I go to bed at this time at night. I get a full night's rest. However, when it comes to the point and the place in the space of time to when this self-care routine, right? When it turns into a checklist, which I think is healthy, for those people who want to be efficient and make sure they're doing what they need to do. The checklist is efficiency. But then when a long checklist begins to create some sort of trepidation, when a long checklist begins to make you a little bit uncomfortable, when a long checklist begins to stress you out and create anxiety, that's when self-care can begin to be a little toxic. And I was talking with my friend, his name is Chris Cole. We call him Beta. And I was talking with him the other day and he brought up the fact of self-care being toxic. And we talked also about toxic masculinity. And I said, Chris, I'm gonna have to use that. So then I did a little bit of research and then started just reading about how this word that's been popularized in culture as self-care has now become toxic. And that's it used out of context. So today I want to share just a few things with my friends for Monday motivation. I want you just to go down and ask yourself a few of these questions. And if you think this is accurate in your life, then it might be time to take a step back. It might be time to go back to the drawing board. It might be time for you to retool what self-care really looks like for you, right? The first one I would ask you is, how much time do you allot for yourself to do self-care practices? Which would be, maybe taking a walk, maybe going to work out, maybe getting your nails done, getting your hair done. How much time a week do you allow yourself to do those things, right? Because going and seeing a psychologist can also be self-care. Also, are your self-care practices getting in the way of you being productive? Like if you don't get your massage every week, if you don't get your nails done every week, you don't get your hair done every week, and then by doing these things every week, you're now cutting out your productivity because you're not being productive. You're just doing things in the name of quote unquote self-care. And the next, I want to just ask you, is this level of self-care helping you create a false narrative or a false standard of relationships? Because when me and my friend Chris were on the phone just the other day and we began to talk, and he was like, that's why there's a lot of good dudes and that's why there's a lot of good young ladies who are out here and who are still single in the name of toxic self-care. because they have a fixated image and a false picture or standard of what someone should be, how much time I should have for myself, and never wanting to compromise anything because they're just bent and fixated on what their time should look like, how valuable their time is, as opposed to now taking their time and translating it to our time. We're talking about self-care being toxic today, folks. So I want you all, just, if you're watching on YouTube, I want you to comment down below. And I want to hear your thoughts about self-care being toxic. Do you think it is? Do you think it's not? Because after hearing what Chris said, and then we went back and forth and exchanged conversation, and then I went and did some research, and then I began to think that, wow, if it's so stressful for you to get all these self-care items done on a daily basis, then this can create a level of toxicity. And friends, if you're with us on Twitter, SYS Podcast 1, shoot us a tweet. Is self-care toxic? Is self-care not toxic? I don't know. Let's talk. Let's really talk, because I'm curious to hear from you all. And I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what your opinions are, and how we can continue to create a place and a space to where we all can be successful in the way that we desire. Because that's what this podcast is all about. This is giving you tangible lessons that I'm currently learning. I'm not above you. I'm not beneath you. I'm right here with you in the trenches, giving you tangible lessons that I've learned or I'm currently learning, in hopes that you can take something from it, you can apply it to your life, and then it will yield a certain level of success for you. So my friends, connect with us on all the social media platforms, SYS Podcast 1 for the podcast page. And my name is Jonathan Jones, TEDx speaker and best-selling author, reminding you to speak your success, believe in your greatness, and continue to create the life and business of your dreams. Why would you want to live any other way? Till next time, my friends.